Hola chicas, chicos y personas non binarias. Bienvenidos de nuevo a The Voicenote, el mini episodio que acompañará a Glorified Jist, presentado por mí, su chica Yanel Asha. And for those of you who are not fluent in Spanish like me, hey girls, boys, and non-binaries, and welcome back to The Voicenote, the mini-sode that goes alongside Glorified Gist, hosted by me, your girl, Janelle Asha. I am now a Spanish babe, if you couldn't already tell, because I've recently come back from Barcelona, and I'm going to tell you guys all about it. But first, we need to start with where I've been and how the hell I ended up in Barcelona, because it's been a very somehow few weeks. So the last time I spoke to you guys was episode 7 of Glorified Gist. It was keeping up with the millennials, and it was the episode I had with my cousin Queen. Great episode, most viewed episode so far, which is great for me. And I had recorded the voice note that was released before Glorified Gist, after I filmed that episode, if that makes sense. So episode 7 was recorded before the previous voice note episode. So in that voice note episode, I was telling you guys that the episode that's coming out next is in Glorified Gist is going to be a little bit more of an emotional one, a little bit open one about what I'm going through at the moment. But don't worry guys, I'm totally fine. I feel a lot better since I had recorded, and just take the episode for what it is rather than being concerned about me, right? So I upload that, and then I go on to do the editing for episode 7. So I'm editing episode 7, guys, and I'm crying. I'm editing the episode, and as I'm watching it, I'm crying, because at this point, I think it's about 2 weeks after I'd recorded it that I'm editing it. And I think I was realizing that the feelings that I was feeling and the things I'd spoken about in the episode, I hadn't really processed. It's okay, I'm here, I feel this kind of way, I'm talking to my big cousin, she's making me laugh at the same time, oh yeah, I'm fine. But I never went home and addressed the deeper feelings that I had been experiencing. And I think I'd been doing that for a long time in general. A bit of background, you guys have heard me speak about this a lot, but last year, was the most traumatizing year of my life, mentally and emotionally. And because I was such an emotional being last year, coming into this year, deciding that I wanted more and better for myself, deciding that I was going to start a podcast, deciding that I was going to get back into health and fitness and all these things, I was I'm just not going to be a Debbie Downer. Not that I'm not going to have sad days or moments, but I'm just not going to let that consume me. Kind of you are what you become, and I want to become a podcaster, I guess, and I want to become a girl that's really healthy and quite fit, and I want to do all these things. So this emotional shit is gonna have to go on the back burner, right? And so I really put my all and a lot of my energy into work, into podcasting, into health and fitness, into trying to socialize and all of those things. And somewhere between that, I kind of completely neglected my mental health, and I think it all kind of came crashing down. I think if you go and watch episode 4, you kind of see me talk about just feeling a little bit frustrated with life, and I think that was the surface for what was going on underneath. But even episode 4, I kind of just was emotional for a couple of days, and then I brushed past it, and then get into episode 7 feeling the same way, and then editing. And I think at that point in life in general, I think there was a lot going on. I was busy every single day, and my head, my heart was just this is too much. So watching myself back on episode 7 and seeing how seeing the emotions coming up and realizing that I wasn't okay, I was oh, this is something to take seriously. I'd also noticed that I wasn't really replying to my messages, and I'm genuinely quite good with communication. If I'm on my phone, I will reply to you, and I felt I just didn't have the time to communicate with people, but I also didn't have the emotional bandwidth. And for me, that's one of the signs where it's okay, you're kind of off at the moment. The second thing is that I was not journaling. Guys, I am a big journaler. I write down my feelings all the time. I love to get my journal out and write about like days I've had, periods of my life, things I'm going through, whether they're happy, sad, funny, whatever they are. I love to journal. I'm not in therapy, and for me, journaling is just one of the ways that I get how I feel out. Sometimes I'll go back and read the stuff I've written and being like, oh my god, that's so hilarious, or oh my god, that's so sad. And other times I never look back on what I write. I just get it out and then move on. So the fact that I wasn't journaling was also another sign that's like, okay, I'm not doing the things that keep me emotionally regulated, and I'm doing things that are telling me that I'm not regulated, right? So those were kind of the signs and the things that were going on. And then I was editing the podcast, and while I was editing, I was talking to Patrice at the time, like texting, and I ended up sending her like a 3-minute voice note, like half crying, half in distress, like, oh my god, there's this going on, and then there's this so much, and I'm trying to get this episode out, and blah blah blah. And she was like, girl, you kind of sound like you need like a little bit of rest. And then I was also talking to Queen, because obviously I was editing her episode, so just like, you know, when you show someone little bits about what's going to come out, and then I was telling her, not me crying while I edit, ha ha ha, and she was like, are you sure you don't need like a break? And I was like, oh, everyone's telling me I need to take a little break, okay, cool. And then after I'd put the episode out is when I realized, like, okay, I need to do something about this. And then I kind of knew that I wanted to take time off working, take time off podcasting, take time off everything, everyone. I just wanted to escape for a little bit. And then I had a client, and this client, she only ever comes to me when she's going on holiday, and she was asking me like, when's the last time you've been away, blah blah. And I was telling her that I hadn't been away since October 2024. I didn't go away the whole of 2025. I really had to sit down and gather the few pennies I had, and just sort my crap out, and I guess get my priorities together a little bit. And that I had wanted to go away, which I spoke about in the episode 7, but that kind of fell through and blah blah blah. And she was like, I'm not gonna lie, if I was you and I hadn't been away since October 2024, I would not be okay right now. And I was like, yeah girl, I'm not. And she was like, you should go away, you should do something. And I was like, yeah, like I've kind of been thinking about going on a solo trip, but in my head I had planned on, if I'm going to go away, just do it for my birthday, which is in July. But the reason why I hadn't booked anything for July yet is because obviously we've been having the issues and the conversations around oil and flight prices and the Strait of Hormuz, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and you know, the conflict between Iran and the US and how it's affecting the world. And I was like, no, my luck, I will be having the worst time of my life. I'll book a holiday for my birthday. Come July, they'll be like, yeah, there's no more fuel, all your flights are cancelled, you're not getting your money back, blah blah blah. No, I don't have 2 pennies anymore, I have about 4 pennies, so I can't afford to not get my money back. So I was hesitating, right? Then I was like, wait, I don't have to wait until July, I can pick my ass up and I can go right now. And darlings, that's exactly what I did. I had this conversation with my client on a Wednesday. By Thursday, I cleared my schedule for the following week. I was like, whatever happens, I need to take some time off. By Friday, I picked a destination. Saturday, I booked everything. And Monday, I was out of here. 9 a.m. flight, I was on my way to Barcelona. Free me. I don't have to suffer in the UK when I can go suffer in another country that has beaches, that has sun, that has good food. Why would I stay here? I've left to go to Barcelona with absolutely no plan. I told myself, Janelle, this is a trip for you. You're literally going by yourself. You do not have to consider anybody else. So you go there and you do as much or as little as you want to do. I knew that I needed a lot of rest. So I was like, bro, if you go all the way to Barcelona and you end up staying in your hotel room for 3 days, just sleeping, you can do that, and you don't need to feel bad because it's your money and it's your time. If you go there and you feel like, oh my god, I want to be a tourist, I want to go everywhere, I want to see everything, you can do that, and you don't have to worry about anybody wanting to come with you. This is your trip, and I really made it that. Guys, I went with nothing, by the way. I didn't buy anything for the holiday. I literally brought all my like half finished products. That's all I brought with me. I didn't even bring makeup. Well, all I brought was mascara, a lip liner, and a lip gloss. And you know what the maddest thing is? I didn't use any of it. Actually, I used the lip gloss once, but other than that, it was just Vaseline. I was literally just my bare self. I didn't even go and get my nails done. I literally painted my nails, put them under my little UV lamp, and I went like that. I shaved my legs though. I did shave my legs, but that was because I wanted to get a massage, which I did do. But guys, like, there was no plan. I had no itinerary. I didn't like plan the trip. I just went. Like, I just needed to go and I just went. And honestly, it's one of the best things I've done for myself. Like I said, all I said to myself was just do as much or as little as you want to do. But I knew from the moment I booked it that there were a few things that I wanted to do. And they're not like typical things you would go to a specific country for. All I wanted to do was, 1, get a massage, 2, go for a run on the beach because obviously I'm on my running journey, and 3, eat good food. Those are my only priorities. Whether that included going to see tourist attractions or whether that included doing things local to my hotel, I didn't give a toss. I was like, those are the three things I want to do. Everything else is just, we'll play it by ear. And that's what I did. So I got there on the Monday. I landed. I went to my hotel straight away. I was early, but they let me check in and go straight to my room. And another thing I was saying on this trip, because obviously I was a little bit nervous. I've travelled by myself before in terms of like getting a plane by myself, but I've never been in a country by myself, like moved around and stuff, used their transport, all of those things all by myself. And I just kept saying to myself, Janelle, everything is working out for your good. Everything is working out for your good. Everything is working out for your good. I said that to myself every day from the moment I booked it, and I'm still saying it to myself today, right? So I get there, I get to check in early, even though I was like an hour and a half ahead. My room was ready. I was like, perfect. I went to my room, showered. It was a little small room. There weren't nothing fancy about the room, but I booked it last minute and I didn't even care. Is the bed clean? Is the shower clean? Like, is it in a decent location? And it was. And actually, I think I booked the perfect hotel because it was so close to everything that apart from the transport I took to and from the airport, I walked everywhere else. Obviously, you guys know I love to walk but nothing was that far. I think the furthest walk from my hotel was 25 minutes, and that was to the beach. And for me, 25 minutes is nothing. So yeah, got there, showered, chilled for a bit, and then I went out. I saw the kissing wall, which is just like a little literally a wall of people kissing, like a portrait. I don't know what you call it. I was there for 5 minutes and I left. That's another thing, guys. One thing about me, I don't really give a toss about tourism. I'm not really a big museum person. I don't care about architecture. I'm not interested in art. So all of these things, I'm like, okay, this looks cute. I could just go there, look at it for 5 minutes, be like, oh, and go about my business. And that's what I did. Saw the kissing wall for like 5 minutes. And then I went shopping because they have tax-free out there, even though I didn't do enough shopping for the tax-free shopping, to feel worth it. But I was like, let me just get some stuff I want. I've been wanting a new jacket for a long time, so I got myself a new jacket. I went to Sephora. I went to get some food. I just walked around the Gothic Quarter because that's where I was staying, and it was really nice. But this was the only thing. So I had brought my laptop with me because I just wanted to catch up on my shows. That's another thing I wasn't able to do in like my whole distress, is watch my shows. I ain't watched The Real Housewife. I ain't watched Valley. I've not watched anything, right? So I was like, I'm going to bring my laptop and watch my shows. I get there. Bear in mind, as you guys know, I've had battery issues, or maybe you don't know that. I've been having issues with my battery on my laptop for quite a while, but it's just not in the budget to get fixed. So I've been firming it, and it means I've got to angle the laptop and the charger when I'm charging it, and it's a bit ghetto, but if there's one thing you should know about me, it's just get around here anyway. So when I come back, I want to start watching my shows, and my laptop isn't charging. It's got a tiny bit of percentage left, but another thing with battery issues, the charge doesn't last long and it's not charging. So I'm like, oh, okay. But I'm like, I'm not going to panic. I found a little local boss man. I went there and I bought a charger because I assumed that it wasn't charging because of my charger. I buy the charger, I come back, I try to charge it using the new charger, it doesn't work. Okay, this is going to be a problem because it's not just about me watching my shows. I really need this laptop for everything I do, one being the podcast. So I'm like, okay, this is not ideal, but don't panic. Don't let it ruin your holiday. Don't think too far ahead. You're here in Barcelona. You've got a phone if you want to watch anything. If you don't want to watch things on your phone, then you can just go outside. Like, you literally can do whatever you want. So that laptop did in fact not turn on, and fast forward to 2 weeks later, it still hasn't turned on, but I'm not panicking because why? Everything is working out for my good. Okay, perfect. So I end up going out for dinner. I got some dumplings, dim sum, whatever you call it. And I came back really early, probably like 9 o'clock, and I went to bed, and it was perfect. Like, I got to see the things I wanted to see, shop where I wanted to shop, come back when I wanted to come back, eat what I wanted to eat, and I got to have a good night's rest. And guys, I really slept that night. I really slept. You know, funny, I had actually been struggling to sleep at home for a long time. I'm known for like waking up in the middle of the night and stuff, and I slept through the night and it was perfect. The second day, I got up and I went for a run on the beach. Well, first I walked to get a cup of tea, and then I took a 25-minute walk from my hotel to Barceloneta beach, I think that's what it's called, and I went for a run on the beach, and the weather was so perfect. I think it was like 23, 24 degrees. I got a little tan, I got to see the views, like, but I think Barcelona has a big like running culture, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just where I was. There was loads of people running, they were all faster than me, every single person overtook me, but it didn't matter. I just had a nice sort of vibe there. I only did about 3k because it was hot, but I just felt so amazing. Guys, running has really been, even though I've talked about not prioritizing my mental health, I think running has been the thing this year that I've learned really works for me. I've been very inconsistent with the gym this year. I think I like the gym because I like to feel strong and I like what it does for me physically, but the dedication it takes to run, the amount of pushing you need, the amount of this mind over matter it is, because you'll be running for like 30 to 45 minutes if you want to do a 5k, depending on how fast you are, whereas like with lifting weights you'll do like 3 sets and put it down. So the amount of focus and locking in you need has been so good for taking my mind off things. And so to do that in a different country by myself with sun, because I love the warmth, I'm a summer baby, it was just everything. Like, I needed more. I was so happy. And then from there I went to some of the touristy areas. So I walked to Arc de Triomphe. What else did I go through? Parc de Ciutadella, I think it's called. It's just a famous park. It weren't that special to me, I'll be real. And then I went to have like an American breakfast, but it's like it's very popular in Spain. It's called Gringa. Oh my god, that means white person, doesn't it? I'm black. I think that's what it means. I know in Real Houses of Miami they call their husbands gringos because they're all white men, like white, not like Spanish white, you know. Then I came back, freshened up, and I had planned to go and see I think it's called Sagrada Familia, which is like a famous house. But after I had showered and stuff, I was tired, and so I was like, you know what, I have free will, this is my trip, I can do whatever I want. I went to bed. It was like 2 o'clock. And no one could tell me nothing. And it was exactly what I needed. And then after that, I went and had like a healthy dinner. I had a salad, but it was actually so good. It was a steak salad. I got some, what's it called? Cinnamon buns, just a bunch of desserts as well. Like, I just got to be me and just explore and not worry about my life and not worry about like what's coming next or how much money do I have and blah, 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 you know? The next day, I wanted that to be my chill day, so I went for a massage, and oh my god, I was telling my friends, this is one of the best massages I've ever had. My girl sat on my back, she stretched me left and right. Guys, I booked like the cheapest massage they had. It was like a relaxing full body massage. When she felt the knots in my shoulder, she said, babe, I don't care what you booked. What you need is a bit of deep tissue, and so that's what I'm going to give you. She said, don't tell the reception because they'll charge you more, but I'm about to give you what you need. And she did that. She stretched me, she pulled, she poked, she dug her elbows in. And it was fantastic, and I felt such a relief. And I think that also revealed to me, because I never said to her anything about too much tension or what I do and what's like why my body is so tense, but her feeling it, I was like, yeah, this is another example of like all the things I've been like holding onto, you know. I had planned to go for a walk straight after the massage, but guys, she did me so well, I had to go back to the hotel and compose myself for a little bit because I really was shaken up in the best way. And then after that, I just walked around, saw the famous market they have there, which I guess is nothing special to me. I was like, oh, this is what, like, when people come from abroad and they go to Borough Market and we're just like, this is just an overpriced, not that special market, you can get a couple good things but it ain't all that. I think it's like their version of that. And then I went for a little Caribbean dinner, had a cocktail, had some food. It was so much food. I hardly finished anything. I hardly touched the sides. The next day, I went for my final run on the beach in the morning. I was able to complete a 5K. It was hard, but I was so determined to get it done. I came back, showered, packed my stuff, and I went to the airport. And I came home. And guys, it was one of the best things I've done for myself. Definitely this year, but in a long time. And I think it's kind of changed my perspective and made me filled with so much gratitude that I feel like I struggle to have sometimes. If I'm being honest, I think I'm naturally a glass half empty person. I kind of speak about it in episode 7, so it'd be good to go back and listen to that, about how me and Queen kind of grew up in a bit of seriousness and sternness and stuff, right? And I think coming with that, it's like there's like a level of worrying about a lot of things, and when things happen, it's like, oh no, this is such a huge inconvenience, rather than, oh well, it could be worse, or at least we have this, blah blah blah. But I think having the freedom to decide that I was struggling to be able to get up and go, one, there's the financial element of being able to do that, but also the freedom that, like, say, work allows me to be able to do things like that, because everybody knows I chat shit about my work so much. I really don't like it at the moment, but look at what it's allowed me to do. I don't have to ask anyone for annual leave. I don't have to run it by anyone. If I have the time, if I can move clients around, I could pick up and go. And that's what I did. Like, to be able to have to live so close to Europe and be able to hop on a 2-hour flight, end up in a different country, be around so much sun, beach, water, do you know what I mean? Like, to just have this all in my vicinity, like, what a blessing. To have a passport that allows me to do that, that I don't need a visa, that I don't need to hop through 7 different countries to get to one. Like, these are all things that are really, like, at my feet and really convenient for me. And I feel like it's made me so grateful for the things I do have. And I've been starting to, I feel a little change coming, like, in how I approach things. And I noticed that when I came back, like, my mum was talking to me about something, just a little inconvenience for her, and I was like, this is me acting up. I was like, girl, that's such a first world problem. like I was like, at least we have this, and at least you can do this, and at least, you know what I mean? But I feel like it's made me realize that, don't get me wrong, my life is fuck up. Still fuck up. Ain't nothing changed really since I come back, but I have a lot of privilege, a lot of freedom, and a lot of flexibility, and that is something that not a lot of people can say. And granted, I might not be where I want to be, I might not make the money I want to make, I might not be as far as I thought I would be in life, but I have so much to be grateful for. And I feel like I've been putting that at the forefront of my mind and my thought process and everything, because, like, yep, come back, laptop's broke, what am I going to do? I don't know, but I booked my appointment at the Genius Bar so they can diagnose it. Will it work? Maybe. Will it not work? Maybe. Will I be able to afford it? Maybe. But if not, it's okay. Everything's actually working out for my good, and I'm just gonna have to figure this out as I go along. Do you know what I mean? But as long as I'm doing something, as long as I'm trying, as long as I'm showing up, but as long as I take time for myself, mentally, physically, to have respite and not feel like I'm undeserving of rest because I'm not where I want to be, then I'm doing okay. So yeah, that was Barcelona. And then when I came back, I came back on a Thursday. I spent the Friday doing my hair, which, doing my hair is truly like a therapy session for me. And it's one of the things that in doing hair for other people, I've lost for myself. I tend to do quick styles that I can just get done quickly, because when you do something like for a job, you kind of lose like the fun in it, and you no longer want to do it for yourself, or you don't have the time, the flexibility, the freedom, the strength to do it for yourself, right? So I try to do quick styles for myself lately, and if I do braids or something that takes long, I'll do them probably like once every 6 months or something like that. But I always love the days when I shut myself away for like a day, 2 days, and I do my hair and I binge my shows and I just sit by myself and I just get creative and I see what like my hands can do. And yes, I spent the Friday doing my hair, I have a curly flip over, and guys, it's eating. everybody loves me right now. Everybody thinks I'm so fucking sexy right now. So do I. I've got my hair right now, T. I do have a short patch because of cutting my hair last year, one of my traumas. And so sometimes the tracks show a little bit. But apart from that, the hair is T. I feel so beautiful, so gorgeous. I feel like it's such a spring summer style. And yeah, it was just, I just had a nice day, like, to myself, just being a girl. I know some people are like lash girls, some people are nails, some people are, I don't know, very into fashion. For me, like, when I get to do my hair, when I change up my hair, that is me, like, leaning into my girlhood. So I spent the day doing my hair, and then from Saturday to Monday, I partied. Yeah, I partied hard. And if you've listened to, I think it might be the third or maybe the fourth episode of the Voicenote, I talk about how much I love the ramping, I love the bottles, I love dancing, I love acting a damn fool. Yeah, that is another place where I get to be my true authentic self, and I did that. And this is why I feel like I lived my perfect week. I went away and got to have like a really slow to myself period of time, which is kind of how I am. I do like my alone time. I do like to just kind of be just me in solitude. That's the Janelle who loves to read. That's the Janelle who loves to go on her walks, who's very insightful and loves to think about things and stuff. Then I did my hair. That's like the girly Janelle who loves to like get creative and see what she can do and like try to just get creative. And then there's Janelle that loves to get scatty and loves to get down, and who the people call brawling, which is like loud and like, but life for the party really, and just the queen of enjoyment. And I did that. On the Saturday I went to the Kes concert. I had a blast. Like, guys, for me, soca is actually spiritual. Like, if you know, you know. I feel like soca is such healing music. It's so fun, funny, joyful. There's no mood that I can't play soca and get out of it or feel better if it's like a good mood. You know what I mean? I had a blast. It was so good to see Kes live. My first time seeing him live, jumping up with my friend. It's just like the best time. Then on the Sunday I went to Slow Motion, which was 25 plus open bar. Oh, had a time. Guys, if you're looking for some 6 foot plus men who will actually find sexy attractive, baby, that's where you need to go. Yeah, that's where you need to go. I had such a good time that day. It was just like good vibes, hilarious, like laughing the whole time around, like, I just love to be around sexy black people, really. And it was just full of sexy black people, girls and guys. Like, everyone in there was sexy. I was sexy. My friend was sexy. The men were sexy. The girls were sexy. The they, them were sexy. Everyone was sexy. And who doesn't love to be around sexiness, right? And then on Monday, I went to Uncle Ray's. I went with my friend and we planned to see Patrice there. You guys know Patrice. When I say my friend, it's usually because you haven't met the person on the podcast yet. If I say the person by name, it's because they've been on Glorified, just so you know who they are. So friends hearing this and thinking, why is she not saying my name? It's just because I haven't introduced you as a character yet. Just calm down, okay? Oh my god, I've been recording for 30 minutes. This episode is going to be longer than the usual voice note episode, but guys, it is what it is. Listen to it or don't. At this point, I don't care because everything's working out for my good. I went to Uncle Ray's. I planned to go with my friend and meet Patrice there. When I get there, who do I see, guys? I see Queen, and I see my other cousin. Queen's there with her friends. Like, it's a vibe. I see Patrice is there with her friends. Guys, we have a ball. Like, just being around people who love Caribbean music, reggae, lovers rock, dancehall, soca, bouillon. It's a blast. I had such fun there. Like, I really did the most, to the point where when I got up the next day, why are my legs hurting like I went to the gym? I ain't lifted a weight in how long, but my legs felt like it. Such a good time, such a good weekend. I feel like the whole week embodied who I am and what I need. Like, when I don't have to worry about like work and grinding and building and the life I want to live for myself, is literally the week I had. The only difference is I don't live by myself. That would be the only, if I could have my own place, that would be Janelle in her truest form. Her truest form. That is me. But do you know what it shows? I'm not that far off. Because God willing, I'll be living by myself soon. Do I have the money? No, I told you guys I have 4 pennies. That's not a joke. But everything's working out for my good. You're getting it now, aren't you? Yeah. But I had such a good time that I woke up the next day and my throat was hurting. And then I proceeded to have a week of being sick, which is why, guys, if I sound really stuffy and congested, it's because I'm still sick. It's been a week since I woke up feeling sick and I'm still sick. I'm still sick. It's been a rough week, guys. If I had to self-diagnose, would say I had tonsillitis, a cold, developing hay fever, and I had anemia induced by taking those period delay pills, because every time I take them delay pills, my period is heavy, I have low energy, TMI, bleed through everything. Like, that thing messes me up. And when I took them for Barcelona, I knew that when my period came, it would be a mess, which is why I chose to take them throughout the whole week and so that my period could come during the week. What I didn't expect is to get sick and to be dealing with the period struggles along with tonsillitis, which, by the way, that throat pain is the worst thing I've ever felt in my whole entire life. I don't wish that anybody, not even my worst enemy. I was going to say someone's name there, but I won't. To have a cold, I think I'm in the process of like having hay fever. Last year I started to have hay fever symptoms, not anything too severe. This year it seems to be a rough year for everyone, so maybe I've got it a bit more because everybody else has it worse. I don't know, guys. I'm mashed down, but it's okay because this too shall pass. I'm trying to be filled with gratitude. Everything is working out for my good, and it's just a period of sickness. Like, it will go, you know. And in the meantime, it allows me to have a little bit more rest, which I guess I needed from the partying. It's allowed me to realize how many people around me truly love and care about me. The amount of people who have checked in to see if I'm okay, like the amount of people I was around over that weekend, and to be filled with so much love, like to feel supported, to feel that people enjoy my company. Like, there's just been so many things the past like week, 2 weeks. It's like, no, I'm okay, man. Like, I'm actually okay. I do need to take time for my mental health more often, and as you guys can hear, like, the benefits of me doing that is something I need to make sure I continue to do. I also need to take time for my physical health, because that massage showed me physically I'm not doing good, but I'm okay. And so even though I said it in the last voice note that I was okay and clearly I wasn't, I'm telling you now that Janelle Asher is truly doing okay, and I'm figuring it out. And Glorified Gist and the voice note allows me a platform to do that out loud and for you guys to watch my journey. Who knows what this is going to be, where this is going to go, but at least we have a digital footprint of my life and what I'm experiencing being a 20-something, a mid-20s girl. And you know, like, it's cool, man. Just vibe out. So yeah, that's where I've been. That's what's been going on. It's been very eventful, but in the best way. I feel ready to try and get creative again with Glorified Gist and make shit shake. However, guys, I don't have a laptop, and without a laptop I cannot do Glorified Gist episodes. My little phone cannot handle the amount of storage and power that it needs to edit a podcast that has 2 camera angles and 2 audio tracks. So until I figure out my laptop situation, I cannot guarantee an episode of Glorified Gist. However, we can do the voice note. So I guess the voice note will continue on until I figure out stuff. I'm going to try use the footage that I do have from my old episodes and at least edit them, get some more clips out, get some more viewers. The best way you can help me is by recommending the podcast. What was your favorite episode? I guess comment down below, let me know. Or if you have an episode that you think somebody else would enjoy, please send that to them while I figure it out. I have an appointment at the Genius Bar tomorrow. We'll see how that goes in terms of what's going to happen with my laptop. I do believe that everything's working out for my good. If the laptop isn't working, we'll figure something out eventually. In the meantime, we're just vibing. So yeah, thank you guys for listening to this episode of The Voice Note. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know what you've been up to lately in the past 2 weeks. I would love to hear. If you want to stay connected with me, you can follow me at Janelle Asher on Instagram and TikTok. And of course, you can follow Glorified Gist at Glorified Gist Pod on Instagram and TikTok as well. As always, it's a pleasure talking to you, and I will hopefully, please God, see you next Tuesday.